Okay, everybody. So I know I'm not in the classroom with you right now. I also don't exactly know where the camera is to look at. I am sitting in my friend Sarah's house in Dallas. We are having a nice time, about ready to get on a plane and go back home. So I thought I would check in with everybody. How you doing? Good? Okay. Okay. So good. Okay. So what our next PBL, I'm so excited about this, is we are going to be looking at the question, should Americans be required to vote? So if you look at that political cartoon, what you see is kind of an out of practice, overweight dude sadly looking in the mirror. Is our democracy in need of exercise? Is this even a problem? Because you may be sitting there like, I'm only 12. I'm not going to vote for a while. I know, but we're going to look into why this might be an important issue for you. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, sad guitar girl and Fox. Oh, what's up, Roby? Isn't politics just when people are mean and mad and yell at each other? I mean, how do you even know who to vote for or what's important? And why should I even really care? That's fair, but aren't we a democracy? So don't people have to vote? In the last midterm election in 2014, lowest voter turnout rate in 72 years, 36.4%. Not very good. Oh, whoa. All right, hockey dude and man in space. It matters because the Declaration of Independence specifically talks about consent of the governed. That's us. We give the government permission to operate. I'm not sure why that's the voice for the space guy. I just feel like, actually, let me retry. Houston, that's us. We give the government permission to operate. Over and out. If half of us don't even show up, how can the government be legitimate? Ooh, what? There's a T-Rex sitting on top of the Declaration of Independence. What do you got to say? I don't know how a T-Rex is. I don't even know how this is going to go. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. I did not think that was going to be T-Rex's voice, by the way. Huh. Deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That when any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter and abolish it and to institute new government. Wow. Okay. So I guess we actually should go vote. All right. Sounds good. Great intro, by the way, Amy. Really proud. Pat yourself on the back. 3 minutes and 23 seconds. All right, everybody. Stand up. Stand up in a circle. We're going to do circle up, which is something I learned at Pathfinder. So what you're going to do is I'm going to read a few statements, and if you agree with that statement, you are going to step into the circle and then step back into your original position before the next question. Get it? Okay, here we go. And teachers, if you ever need to pause this video, please feel free to do so. I will not be that offended, okay? Okay. Step in if you agree with this statement. I often think about politics. That's right, you step in if you agree. By the way, you can't see me, but I just stepped in. Yes, I stepped in. Yes, I did. Okay. Step back now to the regular position. Very good. Step in if you agree with this. I often discuss politics with my family. Yes, step in if you would agree. Teacher, wait time, teacher, wait time. Okay, step back. Get ready for the next question. Step in if you agree with this statement. I trust the people in government to do what is right. Step in if you agree. There's a lot of skepticism in this classroom. I have taught you right. Okay, step back. I am very interested in learning about politics. I would be in the middle of the circle at this point because that would have been a really big step for me. Yes, I'm very interested in this topic. Some might say too interested, but I don't think that's a thing. Okay, step back for our final statement. I feel I have a pretty good understanding of the important political issues facing our country. Step in if you agree with that. All right. So, how many of you stepped in at least one time? How many stepped in 2 times? 3 times? 4 times? 5 times? I'm going to have no way of knowing whether or not this is right or wrong, but I do want to bring you through some important background information because now that we're talking about voting, I guess I should point out who can actually vote. So here we go. Who can vote? You got to be 18 years of age or older. That comes from the 26th Amendment passed in 1971, lowering the voting age from 21 to 18. Fun fact of the day. Secondly, number 2, you have to be a citizen of the United States and meet the residency requirements of your state. So who can I even vote for? Someone who is at least 25 years old, citizen of the United States for at least 7 years, and this is for the House of Representatives, and is a resident of the state in which he or she is elected. Pretty cool. Who can be a senator? You got to be at least 30, a citizen of the United States for at least 9 years, and a resident of the state in which you are elected. Who can be president? Someone who is a natural-born citizen. Very complicated phrase, meaning were you born on U.S. soil? And you have to be at least 35 years old and a resident of the United States for at least 14 years. So maybe you were born here, you're a natural-born citizen, you lived outside of the United States for a long time, and now you're back. You have to have been back for 14 years. All right, fun facts to go. Let me bring you to a painful point in time. This is my 2016 political profile, the election of all elections. It left some of us elated and some of us otherwise. What kind of candidate do I want? Brave, honest, smart. Is it Clinton or Johnson or Stein or Trump? Yikes. I mean, are they just lurking in the background? Liberal or conservative? Both? Neither? Democratic, green, libertarian, Republican? What even are those things? What size should the government be? Big or small? I don't even know. What should government do? What shouldn't government do? I mean, to immigration, taxes, ISIS, guns, rights, pro-life, pro-choice, renewable energy, Obamacare, Syrian refugees, marijuana legalization. I don't even know all of the issues. Is it going to break the bank? Where do we send our troops? What about gas prices? What about whatever this picture is showing that is just stress? My medical care. What about our border? What about the rights of people? What about, apparently, there's a tree growing out of the bottom of some of the continents. And the planet is either shrinking or dying. What about apples? What about this really poor, exhausted Earth? I mean, do you feel it, people? Do you feel the tension? Blow all of that away. Calm yourself. Go to a place of contentment. Yes, there is a thing called political parties, which is a group of people that share similar values and ideas on how the government is run. You have a tea party, or a porcupine party, or an owl party, or a party with an angry fist. I don't know. Some of you may want to know the timelines of American political parties, and some of you will want to take a nap right now. Don't worry, as long as you're quiet, there's room for us all. So I'm going to switch voices into my teacher voice now. Okay, so political parties have been part of the United States since the very beginning. How do I know? Because my PowerPoint said so. Okay, so the first government was called the Federalists. They wanted a strong central government, but not too strong. Okay, but then all these people were like frenemies because another party came out and they're called the Democratic Republican Party. By the way, I no longer have my teacher voice going, but that's absolutely fine. Okay, so they were formed to oppose the Federalists. Okay, so they favored state over national government. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so then you add another party in there called the National Republican Party. Okay, so they split from the Democratic Republicans, promoted strong national government, and they were against Andrew Jackson. That's right. So then you have the Democratic Party, which started in 1825 to the present. They formed from the Democratic Republicans, and they were for Andrew Jackson, who is a human. He's very problematic in American history, by the way, but it's cool, 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 cool. Just on the $20 bill, not a problem whatsoever. Look him up. Anyway, Andrew Jackson. Okay, bye. All right, then we had something called the Whig Party, okay, otherwise known as the Whig Party. I don't know if they wore wigs. That's for somebody to do in a special project later. But they were formed from the National Republicans and other groups, and they also opposed Andrew Jackson. They were for states' rights and other internal improvements. But really, mostly, they were just against, what's his name? Andrew Jackson. Noises. And finally, we have a Republican Party, which formed in 1854. That's right. And so they formed from the Whig Party and other groups, and they opposed the spread of slavery to new territories. So this is the party of Lincoln and the party of Trump. And wrestle in your brains, whatever that might mean. I don't know. These voices are just coming to me, and I feel really good about it. Okay, so we have something called a two-party system. We only have two major political parties competing for power. So yes, we do have the Green Party and the Tea Party and all different types of political parties. However, in Congress, there are only two parties, only two, Democrats or Republicans. And then you have Bernie Sanders, who ran as a liberal socialist Democrat, but actually is part of the Independent Party, which is not to be confused with the official capital I Independent Party. It's lowercase. He's just for himself, Independent Party. But really, okay. Anyway, very confusing. Let's see if we can clear it up. Nope, we can't. So this is all about third parties. All of these people that you see in the political party column: progressive, states' rights, socialist, socialist labor, American independent, independent, libertarian. Okay, so all of those political parties. The most successful was Ross Perot. All right, he had really big ears and was from Texas and was super rich and was different than the other super rich person from Texas, George H.W. Bush. But he got 19,742,000 votes. Like, that's in the thousands. So just add 3 zeros on the end of that. Yeah, so the most successful third-party candidate of all time almost got 20 million votes. Let's see how he did. Oh, we got to travel back in time. Let's see how. Oh, back in time. Look at that. Oh, no. Yeah. Look at that. Bill Clinton got 44 million votes, and George H.W. Bush got 39 million votes, and Ross Perot got 19.7 million votes. Let's see how they did in the electoral vote. Now, remember, folks, you haven't learned about this yet, but you need 270 electoral votes to win. So Bill Clinton got 370. Okay. All right, George H.W. Bush got 168. And of course, what I'm guessing is Ross Perot did really good because he got almost 20% of the popular vote. So he probably got 20% of the electoral vote. Let's see. Ding. He got 0 votes. Yes, folks, 0 electoral votes, even though he got 20% of the popular vote. This is our electoral college system. We're not going to debate that right now. All I need you to know about it right now is that it means third parties ain't going to win ever. Never. Okay.